Welcome to Two Wheels, and on this week's show I'll have what could be the ultimate gadget for motorcyclists, an onboard GPS navigation system. You will never get lost again. Wayne will be in his warehouse explaining the difference between race replica helmets and standard helmets. But first we'll join Jeff in Lincolnshire at this year's Youth Bike Project.
Now, bike shows and bike events, there's hundreds of them every weekend throughout the UK, but this one is a little bit different. This is National Youth Bike 2002. What's it all about? Well, let's ask the organiser, Tony Nightingale. Here he is, he's eyeing up his lunch.
Hi,
Tony. What's this one all about? I mean, this is a bike like I've never seen before, so is this an example of what youngsters get up to?
Well, youngsters in general tend to produce bikes, we find, that are a lot more exciting than you and I would create.
Yeah.
And this one, it epitomises youth culture, what's important to them, you know, food as well as motion and transport and getting away, you know.
It's amazing, isn't it? And this is an entry in the competition, of course, isn't it?
That's right.
So,
you know, they've been working as a team, they've been working in their hometowns, and then they bring them here into Lincolnshire for the, you know...
For the competition
that's
itself.
Right.
Well, can we have a little walk around? You can tell me all about it?
Yeah, okay.
Okay. And you've roped me in on the judging as well, haven't you?
Afraid so.
So what have I got to look for there then? Is it innovation, technical skills, or... Because they do a portfolio as well, don't they?
That's right.
They've got to record it.
Yes, they record the whole thing, which is part of it broadens the skills.
Yeah.
You know.
No, well, I'm going to look forward to it, because chatting to a few of the lads, the one thing that I did like from them was this absolute enthusiasm for it. You know, you've really hit on something there, haven't you? They're all working as a team.
Oh, I mean, that is the icing on the bread as far as I'm concerned. The education is the first thing. The icing on the cake is that enthusiasm. And if you think
the
about
fun element, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what our main slogan clearly says: putting the fun back into learning.
Yeah.
And that's important to us.
Now, Tony, I know this was your idea, but do you organise it yourself? There's a lot of organisation goes into this, isn't there?
I'd like to be able to say I do, but no. It's got so big now. We have a team of volunteers from organisations like MAG, the BMF, the Christian Motorcycle Association, and we involve local motorcycle clubs as well as people in the youth service, and they all pull together like Trojans. They really do, and I've nothing but praise for them. You know, hence this superb event.
So, who's the guy behind this one then?
It's all three of us.
All three, yeah, that's nice. This is teamwork, isn't it? So, were you all mates anyway, or did you come together particularly for this?
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So, who came up with the actual concept of this big front wheel and little back one, or was it just the parts that you had?
You and your father.
Was it? Yeah. So, cause it is really weird. I mean, this is off a mountain bike front end. What about the rear end? That's off an old scooter complete, is it then?
Vespa 125.
Yeah. And whose frame was it? Was this one of your bikes, was it?
His brothers.
His brothers. And does he know you've cut the back end off it?
After we did it.
This is the real thing, you know. This is the real Nessie, and they've actually found it. The petrol tank was borrowed from a Suffolk lawnmower. So now we know. So run it then. Oh, I like this exhaust system. Yeah, because it looks as though it's just gone in there straight away. So you have to alter the frame itself.
Yeah, we had to cut this around this side. We had to cut a bit away from here because the car wouldn't fit in, so we had to
right.
cut the other thing away.
Yeah. Oh, see, there's been a cut there as well then. So.
Yeah.
Well, people kept trying to nick him, so I put 2 tire wraps on. I just put him on there.
And who is he? Is he Uncle Bulgaria or what? Or?
I'm not sure.
So you've probably got a bit of a rare classic here now.
Yeah.
So how much work was actually done on it then?
Well, we took the engine out,
Yeah,
sent the frame off to be sandblasted and re-enamelled,
yeah.
resprayed the engine. This is all the original plastic and tank. This was all resprayed.
Was it all intact then, but just looking horribly tatty? Was
this
it?
isn't the original exhaust. The original exhaust, it should have twin pipes.
Yeah,
And it was that rotten,
Yeah.
it just collapsed. And to buy a new one,
yeah. Horrendous.
so
Yeah.
we got a copy part.
Well, I'll tell you what, the enthusiasm out there is absolutely infectious. But now I've got the really difficult job to actually judge them. I've got to start awarding points. What do points mean? They mean prizes. I'll tell you what, I'll catch you later and you can see how I got on.
Right then, where are we going to go this weekend? Page 30, page 31, 32, page 34. There's no page 33 in the map. And what's this here sticking out? Look. Oh no! Look at the state of this. The map is a mess and it weighs a ton. We need a new one. In fact, we need one of these. We need a tough map, and the name says it all really. Toughmap.com, that's where you can get all the information from these people. And these are allegedly, well, you can't destroy them. They're abuse proof. They're resilient and resistant to tearing and ripping and all sorts of things. So they do one there of Great Britain and Ireland, and there's one there of Western Europe. They're the only two they do at the moment. 10 quid will cost you these. And here's a page from one of their maps, and I'm going to tear it up. I'm going to try and tear it up. There is no way I can rip that. It won't rip. It would cut, obviously, with a knife or with scissors, but you can't actually tear it. And you can screw them up and you can do anything you like to them. Like that. Look at that. Pole proof. And then if we open it out, look at that. That's not bad, is it really? That's still very, very readable. This is somewhere in Holland or Denmark, so I don't think I'm ever going to go there. They're stamp proof. You can jump on them. Look. Look. Let's make a right mess of this map. No damage yet, no damage yet. Waterproof. Waterproof. Oh, let's rub the print off it. No, I can't rub the print off it. That's excellent, isn't it? Very good. They'll cost you 10 quid. But what if you don't do maps? I don't do maps. I want something more high-tech. I want the ultimate gadget on my motorcycle. I need an onboard GPS system, and I've got one over here to show you. And this is it. This, in my opinion, is the ultimate gadget, the ultimate toy. I just love playing with this thing. It's called the Garmin Street Pilot 3, and it's been distributed now and it's been adapted for a motorcycle application by these people, adventuremotorcycling.co.uk. So have a look on the site. That'll give you all the information, all the prices that you need. But price-wise, I can tell you can get a set not quite like this. You get a little black and white one for around about £400. This is the ultimate. This is the colour version. And it's the ultimate package. This is the Street Pilot 3 Deluxe package, and you get all the bits that you need. You even get a little adapter there to stick it in your cigarette lighter in your car, and there's a speaker in there, so it talks to you and tells you where to go, and you can sit and listen to that. So you don't need to buy one for your bike, one for your car. Use the same one. You've got all the batteries, all the leaflets, everything you want. This one is actually programmed with just the northwest of England, which is as far as I've been going for the last 3 weeks. But you can get one now with a bigger memory card. In fact, they come with a bigger memory card, and they have the facility now to store all the information for the whole of the UK and Ireland. And there are further unlock codes, as they call them, that will take you across Europe. I could put in there, take me from Manchester to Gibraltar, and it would tell me every turn along the way. It is fantastic. I'm going to stick it on the bike, and I'll show you exactly how it works. It could not be simpler to fit this thing on a bike. This is my Hornet, and there's a little clamp there, a little U-clamp that goes around there, a little ball on there. That thing goes on there, and that sits in there like that. You can have that at any angle you want, wherever you want, so it doesn't obscure your speedo. I'll just tighten it up and stick it there so you can see it. There's a power lead which is connected to the bike's battery. I've just stuck it over my tank, but obviously if you were going to do it permanently, you'd route it a bit neater than that. That goes there, and that is now powered up. This thing knows where it is all the time, because it's satellite navigation. Wherever you are, it will know where it is. All you need to do then is put in your destination, wherever you want to be, and it will take you there. It will take you either the fastest route or it will take you the shortest route, take you off-road, it'll avoid motorways, whatever. Loads of different options. It has a massive database in it as well. So you can just put in a postcode, a house number and a postcode, you can put in a city, an intersection of a road, a motorway junction. There's things like museums, football stadiums, railway stations, a huge database already in it. So it already knows where a lot of the places are. So it's a case of picking where you want to go, press in, take me there, route to it, it will say, and then you sit back, listen to the instructions, and you won't get lost. So let's start off by taking ourselves down to the local place of worship. Obviously it's an arena, it's a track, and there it is, top of the list, Manchester United Football Club. We'll find that there. We'll enter that, route to it, yes please, we'll route to it. Do you want the fastest time, the shortest time? Well, let's go the faster time. There we go, and it's going to take me there. Sit back and listen to the instructions.
Drive 0.1 miles north, then turn right.
So you're probably thinking, how on earth are you going to hear this thing talking to you, telling you where to go when you're on a motorcycle? Well, there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can quite simply plug an earpiece in and wear that underneath your helmet, or there is a facility to tap into your intercom system should you have one fitted on your machine. But to be perfectly honest, you don't really need it, as long as you can glance down and follow the purple route, because that's the route that it has chosen to take you. The little black triangle is you, and the route is where you should be. So you'll know pretty quick if you've gone off route simply by glancing at the screen.
Continue 0.1 miles southwest, then turn right.
There are various display options. You can have one of 2 or 3 different types of display. You can have the map and some instructions. You can have a full screen map, or you can simply have a screen full of instructions telling you turn left here, turn left there, etc, etc. Really, the choice is down to you. But what if you get things wrong, or you decide you don't want to obey the instructions? Well, let's confuse the thing and let's not do exactly what it tells me to do, and let's see what happens then.
Off route. We're calculating. Continue 0.1 miles southwest, then turn right.
Absolutely no problem at all. This thing is far, far too clever. And it really is as simple as that. Here I am, the stadium's behind me over there, no problem at all. Even with all my wrong turnings, which I have to tell you, I did take on purpose to see if I could confuse this little very clever box of tricks. But no, it knew it was off route, it recalculated, and it sent me a different way. It brought me the quickest way here from wherever I was. What I've also done on this, and what you can do, is I've saved my home location as what's called a waypoint. So I look up there, go into look up, find waypoints, find the one that I've called home, press that, and it will take me home. You will always get home. I could do with taking this out on a Friday night, actually. That's another story. That's all for part 1 of 2 Wheels, but join us after the break when Wayne will be talking about race replica helmets, and we'll be rejoining Jeff at this year's Youth Bike Project in Lincoln. Welcome back to 2 Wheels. I'm just about to set off for home, GPS style, so while I'm doing that, here's Wayne looking at some race replica helmets.
Now, in the past few programmes, we've been going on about putting bolt-on bits onto your bike, Posey bits that you don't need, an absolute waste of money. Well, Posey bits don't just stop with your bike, they can also go on you. You can buy all sorts of Posey gear as well, and starting with the bit on the top, your helmet, there's some seriously Posey ones here. When you buy a helmet, you should really choose a helmet as in horses for courses. So if you've got a sports bike, fair dinkum, buy one with Fenty vents and all sorts of things like that. But if you've got a touring bike or a cruiser, you don't need all the vents and so on. So here's a few different examples. Take this Shoei for example. This is called the Z1 and it's £285 worth. So it's obviously good kit, it's very, very light, it's going to be a good fitting helmet, it's got lots of nice features. The ventings are really good because although they're there, they're also, when they're shut, they're also nice and flush. So you're not going to get an awful lot of wind noise. But would you believe, to have this particular helmet painted up like this, which is a James Hayden replica, and it is tasty, I must admit, it's nearly £100 more. So that is pose, because you're getting no better product, it just looks good. Now, bit of pose, exactly. This AGV, for example, you can buy these for around £100. They have got venting on, and they're quite a sensible helmet if you're a cruiser or perhaps just going to work and so on, rather than a sports bike rider. because the ventings are very simple, they're very moderate. They're not like this baby, which is your Rossi replica at 300 quid, which has got a complete vent system on the top. All the air is going to go in and out of there. It's going to be reasonably noisy. And on your sports bike, I suppose you don't give a hoot as long as you've got pose. And there's no doubt about it with all those colours. And if you can ride like Rossi can, you are a poser, no doubt about it. Just to finish off, if you're not sure whether to go for a full face or an open face, you can buy a flip-up lid type like that. Naturally, if you're a sports bike rider and you do ride reasonably quick, just that little bit above 70 mile an hour of course, these will be noisy because of the nature of the construction with all the lift up bits and everything. But you've got the best of both worlds. You've got an open face and you've got a full face. They lift up dead easy and they click down dead easy, just like that.
Well, this is a first for me. Never autographed a tent before. And they're so enthusiastic, aren't they? I think it's
amazing. I shouldn't say this, but they were in school to finish this.
Yeah. So is it all your own handiwork, or Dad's giving you?
I do all the welding and that myself.
Excellent.
Measure the mud guards out with fiberglass and resin, put it on a, like, I don't know, mud guard template.
Yeah.
And just went over it, put loads of grease on the metal template.
Yeah.
Went over it, fiberglass and resin.
Because some bikes, like this one, attract far more attention than others. In this case, from little bugs. Look at them all over it. Must be the yellow. So is there someone missing a lawnmower now? Or a lawnmower engine? That's great.
Backs off a go-kart as well.
Is it?
All the things. There was where we had welded things together.
Yeah.
You know, it's got a spin, so where you take a corner.
Yeah, I know, like a differential.
Yeah. We one of the things we said to weld it together, so just when you take a corner, it's one wheel spins.
Yeah. But it's not just youth bikes here, there's also a custom show for older bikers. Who was the one who did the welding on this then? Is it? Oh, it's cheating, isn't it? Have you had a go at welding? No. So which bits have you done on it?
Well, we built up the engine. There was 4 of us.
Did you have to strip the engine or?
Yeah, strip it and clean it.
Yeah. And is it all roadworthy?
Not yet, but we'd like it to.
Excellent. Does it run, this one?
Yeah, it's got a dead battery. It's got a dead battery, just no better camera.
It's got a kickstart, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Have you tried that? Have you?
No, we're not. Well, we'll try and get it on.
Yeah. Looks like. Who's been doing all the polishing? I can see someone's been very busy with their Brillo.
All of us.
No, it looks good. So has anyone ridden it yet?
No.
Yeah. No, it looks good though. It looks good.
That's all the people who've done it, there's 7 girls.
Yeah.
Who's done it and what we've done.
So are you all, what's the link with you all being girls? You're all from a girls' school or what?
Yeah, we're all from it's a youth.
Yeah.
It's a youth club.
Yeah.
It's just like
And we're all part of it.
Right. And you didn't want the fellas in on this. This is going to be your project.
This is our project.
Yeah.
That's from where
That's its original state
Yeah.
when we actually got it.
Wow, look at all that. Have you all damaged, what's your nails like, girls? Have you all got, they've all been, oh, yours aren't too bad. You've been eating yours.
Yeah.
Ah, naughty girl. I am honoured to do this, and seriously so. I mean, I'm also press and media manager for the VMF, the British Motorcyclist Federation. So I've had long experience in these sort of events, but I think what you've got here is a unique event. And just having a quick walk round this morning and chatting to the guys with their bikes, the enthusiasm is absolutely fantastic. And what I'd say, even if people who come today don't actually win anything, they've won something by just being here. And I think the things that you're going to learn, the life skills through sort of building a bike and working with one another, you're not going to forget these things. And if you end up actually loving and liking bikes, well, that's all to the better, and you're going to have a fantastic life if you do get into bikes. Well, that's it. I've done my piece for today. I've done my bit of judging, and that was incredibly difficult because I tell you what, talking to these kids, they're just so enthusiastic and they just want to talk to you, they want to tell you about it, they want to show you everything they've done in their portfolio, and that is part of this assessment, by the way, how much effort have they actually put into that. So they want to show you that. They all want to be part of the action. You ask who's ridden the bike and they want to say he's ridden the bike, no one's ridden the bike or whatever, who's done the painting. They all want to be part of it. So I think not just a motorcycling thing, but this is a good youth culture thing. It's something to give these kids something to look forward to and some challenge that they can meet. So whether they win a prize or not, I reckon everyone here has been a winner at Youth Bike 2002.
Well, as you can see, I've arrived home safe and sound, easy peasy on this thing, absolute piece of cake. Well, that's it from Two Wheels for this week, but on next week's show, Wayne is in mid-Wales with some motocross action, and I'll also be at a racetrack. I'll be riding a machine called an Adley Moto, based on a Suzuki Street Magic, a kind of overgrown mini moto machine on a racetrack. Sounds mad, it is, but it's a lot of fun. We'll see you next week.